All right, year sevens. Let's have a look at week one. Week one of coronavirus lockdown. Yeah, it's a little bit hard with me not being in the classroom and you guys not being in the classroom, and obviously, relying on yourselves and other people, like your friends in class and your parents or whoever. It's a bit hard. I get it. It's hard for me too. But the only thing we can do, and the best thing we can do, is to keep trying and don't give up. So with maths, it's pretty hard, but I've got a video here that's going to help us, and I'm going to try and do these videos on a weekly basis throughout the lockdown. So week one, this is the booklet here. Week one is about multiplying and dividing fractions and decimals, okay? And as you scroll through this page, you're going to see activities or exercises. These are the exercises. It's the number with the letter. So 4G is an exercise about multiplying fractions, okay? Sometimes they just have the letter with the number without the title, and that's fine. But so far we've got 4G, that's an exercise. So throughout the exercises, sometimes they'll have, just ideas and reading. So these are just ideas, and there's some reading for us to have a look at. Key ideas is an important part. It tells us how to do things. It gives us the formulas that we need. So they're important as well. Really important, examples. They show you a question and then how to do it. Have a look at the examples. More examples. Questions. So these are questions. How much do I expect of you to do? Well, in each question number, there are usually a number of letter questions. So, for example, 2A, 2B. Now, if you were to do all of these questions, it would take you quite a while. So use your judgment. I would expect that you do probably half of these questions. So instead of doing all of this, you're only doing, say, these ones, and then maybe these ones, and then just this first row here, right? And then just this first row, and then maybe two of these, and then this first row. So you're not having to spend, an entire hour just working on one set of questions. After you do those, what we call fluency questions, you can move on to problem-solving questions. And again, do roughly half of them. Reasoning and enrichment, they're really hard, long questions. What you definitely need to do at an absolute minimum are these ones. These are the fluency questions. These are what I call your C-level questions, right? If you just want to pass the test, that's what you need to be able to do, all right? And I'm going to show you how to do these in a moment. All right, reasoning enrichment, a progress quiz, you can do that, and it just tells you how you're going. I have attached a document of solutions. More examples for 6H. That's our next activity. I would recommend, if you go through this book and have a look, you will see that there is roughly 2 to 3 to maybe 4 exercises per week. So do an exercise, right? That's one of the things where you see the number and the letter. Do one of these per lesson. Then you're usually going to be okay. Because if you do 3 lessons of maths a week, that's 6G we did before, 6H, there it is. And then, is there another letter? Here we go, 6H. G, there's another G there. Oh, that's pretty much it. Yeah, there was 6G. Yeah, so 6G with questions. That's your last lesson. 6H. And then back to the start. 4G, right there. So do each of those each lesson and do as much as you can. And again, if you get stuck, you know what to do. Just email me. I already have people and parents email me. That's fantastic. So let's have a look at these particular questions. As you can see, these are fractions being multiplied together. All right, how do you multiply fractions? Well, multiplying fractions by other fractions is fairly straightforward, provided you know your times tables, or you have a times table grid sitting next to you, which I recommend that you do. Here's how you do it. The process is just to multiply the top numbers together. Well, let me use a thinner stylus. Multiply the top numbers together, and then you multiply the bottom numbers together, and you write their answers as a fraction for the answer. So 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 7, 35. Now, our question then becomes this. Can we simplify this fraction? So could we, say for example, halve both of these numbers? Could we halve them? Well, we can halve 2. Yeah, we can halve 2, but we can't halve 35. You have to do, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So we can't simplify to 35ths, so we're just gonna leave it. All right, so I'm now gonna skip to part B. Next one, we have 3/8 times 4/15. So again, multiply the top and multiply the bottom, and then you write the answer as a fraction, okay? So here we go. 3 times 4, 12. 8 times 15. Do I expect anyone watching this video to know how to do 8 times 15 automatically? No, I don't expect you to do that, but here's how I do it. 8 times 10 and 8 times 5, because 15 is a 10 and a 5 together. So 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 5 is 40. 80 plus 40 is 120. I'll show you another way to do that in pink over here. And I've been doing this with you year 7s all year. So 5 times 8, 40, carry the 4. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 4 more, 12. So we had the same answer, okay? Now, I'll just rub that out quickly. So now we've got 12 over 120. That is the correct answer. However, we can simplify this. We can make the numbers smaller. And the way that I've normally been doing this, the way I initially taught how to simplify fractions, was to first halve this fraction if you can. So halve that number and halve that number. And then we just keep halving until we can't halve anymore. Let's try that. All right, so half of 12 is 6. Half of 120 is 60. Let's keep going. We can halve that again to 3 over 30. Now we can't halve 3 because 3 is an odd number. So what we have to do is, instead of trying to halve or divide by 2, can we divide by a bigger number? Say, for example, 3. We can. 3 divided by 3 will be 1. And 30 divided by 3, right? 3 times what makes 30? 3 times 10 makes 30. So our answer is 1/10. So that's question 1. Let's have a look at, let's go to question 3. And then I'll leave it at that for the video for today. All right, so again, with finding these fractions, these are fractions of, not fractions, but whole numbers. There's another trick here. There's a trick we can use here. And again, I've been absolutely smashing this all year with you guys in year 7. Remember, divide by the bottom. In fact, I'll write it here. So for question 3, it's, whoop, that's not how you spell divide. Excuse me. Divide by the bottom. I bet you can finish that sentence off. Times or multiply by the top. I'll show you what that looks like. Grab this number, divide it by the bottom, and then whatever you get, times it by that top number. So 18 divided by 3. Another way of saying that is 3 times what makes 18? 3 times 6 makes 18. So that's 6. So 6 times that top number there. 6 times 1. Well, it's 6. So the answer is 6. Let me write the answer in blue. Let's do one more. Next one. We'll go and skip to C for this one. Okay, 24, remember, divide by the bottom times by the top. So 24 divided by 3, 3 times what makes 24? That's another way you can imagine this question. 3 times 8 makes 24. So therefore 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 times the top number, 8 times 2 is 16. All right, I'm going to leave it there for this video. Email me back year 7s if you have any trouble with this particular exercise. I'll make more videos for the next lessons. I'll try and make a video or 2 every single week. All right, thank you. Bye.